So these are the colors that I'll be using today. It's pretty much the basics, the primaries, and then this one I bought separately. It's like, yeah, I'll put in the description what color that is. And this is also the brushes that I intend on reaching for this portrait painting. And yeah, I mean, so these colors are available for any sort of oil painting packet, or if you want to do acrylics, this is pretty basic as well.
I recommend that you watch this video all the way through because I'm going to be sharing some valuable insight on how to improve your painting with 5 simple steps today. You're not going to want to miss that, trust me. The first simple advice I have for you is get off your ass and start. Right now, today, go to the art store. I mean, maybe not in some countries right now. I know that art stores probably are closed in many countries right now because of Corona. But I don't know, maybe order it on Amazon. Just find a way. Just do it right now after this video, or right now, pause the video and do it. You don't have the excuse of not knowing what to buy because there's so many videos out there that you can watch for recommendations on what art supplies to buy, but also you can just show up. They're like, really, art stores make it so simple for you. It all looks really appealing. Just buy a box of, like primary colors like am using today and just go for it. Also, there's so many brush options. Don't freak out. Don't be like, oh my gosh, like just buy something within the budget that you're willing to spend. I like to buy slightly more expensive brushes because I have honestly noticed that it does make a difference. So if you have that budget, just like get some nice brushes, but make sure that you clean them afterwards. Anyway, just start. And I feel like a lot of people are hindered in their actions because of fear, because of failure of whoa. Wait, because of fear of failure? Did I just say fearier? Fearlier? Failure of failure. Oh, fear of failure. I don't know what I'm saying. I just woke up. Okay, stop. So, like, they don't even start, but you have to start. And it's as simple as that. And through doing, you learn. That's how I've learned throughout my art career is I just started, and with anything that I do I just jump on it and learn as I go, and that's just the best way to do it. You will learn a bunch of valuable skills in the action of doing it instead of laying in bed and thinking about it. Number two, find inspiration and stay inspired. So figure out what resonates with you. You could go to museums and galleries, just have a look at art that has been created before you, or I don't know, during your time, or whatever you're into. If you're into anime, familiarize yourself with anime techniques. Just, you don't have to go and take a course necessarily. I didn't really do that to learn the things that I know now. I just Googled it, or I watch YouTube videos, or I go to galleries. And you could actually go to galleries and get one of those, like, what is that thing? Like when you can listen to like the audio recording, the audio tape things that explain more about the painting so that you feel a little bit more, I don't know, connected to the artwork. You could get one of those and just think of it as like a class. Honestly, you learn a lot about the artist and maybe it'll make you really inspired. But I feel like if you figure out what you like, even though you might not consciously be using that information when you're painting, it will naturally just become part of your language without you realizing it. So I'm not like, I don't think you need to like print out images that you like of artists or anything like that. Just simply going and familiarizing yourself with it consciously, being like, wow, this is really cool, and like looking at how they made this painting already makes a huge difference. The third one is going to be a little bit strange, perhaps, but start thinking about color and more in your everyday life. So when you're talking to people, you could start noticing the cold shades in their face and the warm areas where the shadow is hitting. Start thinking about how this color will look next to this color, how red looks next to blue versus red looks next to green. Start thinking about what this color makes you feel when you walk into a room that has blue walls, green walls. At certain times of the day, the shadow is hitting the room in a certain way. Like, how does that make you feel? And this is maybe a little unconventional, a little bit strange, but I do feel like when you start painting, it's not always about painting itself. It's not always about practice. Of course, you have to paint all the time, but I also think these little things in your daily life, when you're walking around, the way you interact with your environment, how you think, and how you look at things will really influence your feeling when you're painting. You can't expect to walk around not noticing anything, not really looking at the visuals, the beauty in your surroundings, and then have a canvas in front of you or a photograph you want to mimic or whatever, floats your boat, and to be able to represent that in a soulful way when you haven't even been doing the work and thinking about color to begin with, because you're about to work with color, let's be real. This fourth one is gonna be a pretty classic one that I think any artist would agree with. If you don't, please write in the comment below. I would like to know your thoughts on this. But quantity over quality. Create, 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 create. I don't like this whole concept of like I want to make less that is amazing than make a bunch of stuff that is mediocre. The problem with that thinking is that through creating a bunch of work, your work actually gets much better than someone that put a ton of time into 3 pieces of work. Just experiment, create, don't overthink, and produce a lot of as much work as you can. I really think like this way it also doesn't make the whole act of painting so sacred, and it makes it more a part of your daily life, and that also allows the medium to be a more accurate representation of who you are inside. And if that's something I feel like is very important, because you already have so much content as a person, you're already so unique as a person, and you'll be able to express that better if you start to think of painting as breathing. But if you make it into this like really, rare action that you do in your life, it's not going to be representing you. It's going to be representing probably your ego or your mind. Last but not least, you should be painting different types of things. So don't only paint a flower 1,000 times. Try to paint different types of things. Like I'm painting a portrait this time. I really don't do it very often, but it helps me to improve in other areas of my interests, like painting from imagination, because this reminds me how to shade, how to create that form. That's it, guys. I hope you guys found the tips that I gave helpful, useful. Please let me know in the comment section below. Also, if you like this portrait painting that I'm doing, let me know as well. I'd love to know your thoughts. I literally went for all the colors in this portrait, and I feel like I improved from the last portrait that I did. So, yes, thumbs up for me. I post weekly videos for you guys here on YouTube, so if you want to see and get notified immediately when I make a new video, you should hit the subscribe button if you want to, only if you want to. And I also have a Patreon account where I post additional videos on there just for my patrons, and if you're interested in those exclusive videos, you can also find the link here. It does really help support me making these videos, so it really makes a difference. Anyway, until next time, I love you guys. Ciao.